एक जब तो और बराबर एक एक पैकेट पाओ 40 प्लेट अच्छे मैं कहा काय बसलं अरे मैं ट्रेन की पे आने क्या हो Guys, stand up.
Cara, gila. Nomor.
Oh, pakai.
Hello.
Right.
Honorable Dr. Justice Dhananjay Vikram Chandra.
कैमरा तो सब
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
हे हंस
melodi karaoke.
The new High Court complex was laid in Reka by the Honorable Chief Justice of India. In the August, members of our judicial administrative officers, and in the forthcoming moments, we shall be witnessing the launch of e-initiative by the head of the Indian judiciary. I consider it to be indeed a special privilege and my pleasure to welcome you all to this momentous occasions. Foremost, the judiciary of both Kashmir and Ladakh extends its wholehearted welcome to the Chief Justice of India, Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, to his Faust City of Temples. I wish to heartily thank Justice Chandrachud for confirming that Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh are very close to his heart by accept to spare some of his precious time to be with us for the foundation stone laying ceremony and launch of e-initiatives at Jammu today. And later this month, for the 19th All India Legal Services Authorities meet scheduled for 30th June and 1st July at Srinagar. The progressive stance of Justice Chandrachud in accentuating adequate and accessible judicial infrastructure and his commitment to use technology to take justice to every door is well known and profoundly acknowledged. We are consistently guided by his vision to utilize technological innovations as a tool in the legal system and recognize the incessant obligations underlined by him to collaborate with his stakeholders, particularly those who won't be using it at the first level to reinforce efficiency, accessibility, and inclusiveness in the soul of administration of justice system. On this occasion, I heartily welcome Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, senior most judge of the Supreme Court of India, who is the son of the soul and was with us when the foundation stone for the new High Court building was laid at Srinagar. We are indeed fortunate to have Lordship with us. I also fondly welcome Shri Justice Pankaj Mittal, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to this solemn function as Chief Justice of this High Court. Justice Mittal guided us through precision throughout in almost all administrative endeavors. It was during his tenure that IT sector and all projects related to the augmentation of infrastructure took a giant leap. In fact, the foundation stone for the new High Court building at Srinagar was laid under his captaincy. I take this opportunity to inform this August gathering that under the leadership of the Honorable the Chief Justice of High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, Mr. Justice N. Koteshwar Singh, and the supervision of the Building and Infrastructure Committee, the construction work is in full progress on the site. The Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh judiciary is indeed grateful for the gracious presence of Honorable Shri Manoj Sinha, Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, and Honorable Brigadier V.D. Mishra, Lieutenant Governor of Ladakh, both of whom have always shown exemplary zeal and unwavering, providing full administrative support to the judiciary. Your presence today speaks about your deep concern for the cause of judiciary. We also warmly welcome Madam Neelam Mishra on this occasion. The kind presence of Miss Justice Geeta Mittal, former Chief Justice of this court, is a matter of delight for all of us. It was under her stewardship that the entire concept of the project of the new building of the High Court at Srinagar and Jammu was conceived, and efforts for allotment of land were made. I'm sure that with the laying of foundation stone at Jammu today, we, we could bring in a sense of attainment of the soul promise that we made to her. I extend a very warm welcome to the former judges of this court who are present here today. By their grace, intelligence, and highest standard of judicial acumen and ethics, they continue to be role model for all of us. The bench and bar are the twin sentinels of the justice system, and the bar plays an important role in our judicial process. In that context and spirit, I warmly welcome Shri D.C. Rana, Advocate General, Shri Vikram Sharma, President, Bar Association of Jammu, and executive members, and all senior advocates. On the occasion, I cordially welcome Shri Arun Kumar Mehta ji and Additional Director General of Police, Jammu, and Mr. Ajal Sethi, Secretary Law, Department of Law and Justice, Parliament, UT of J&K, and the officers of the Registry of Supreme Court and High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, judicial officers, officers from civil administration and police department, and student and faculty members from Law College of Jammu. Ladies and gentlemen, the full-fledged High Court of Judicature for the Jammu and Kashmir state was established in the year 1928. Since then, the High Court of Jammu and Kashmir has earned fame as an institution of high standard with strong traditions and ethos. History of this court proclaimed with assured pride, and rightly so, that it had a glorious culture and the proud distinction of sending many distinguished judges to the Supreme Court of India, and has significantly produced veritable treasure of lawyers well known for their justice learning and professional ability. The idea of judicial infrastructure cannot be a static phenomenon, rather it should proactively respond and adapt to the transformative requirement in the context of legal system. The Supreme Court of India, under the dynamic leadership of the Honorable the Chief Justice of India, is giving top priority to augment the basic judicial infrastructure in the entire country. The new High Court complex at Jammu is a stride in this direction, which will go a long way in strengthening the efforts for development a robust judicial infrastructure. The launch of e-initiative of DMS and NSTEP is a significant step to ensure access to justice with the use of technology. The NSTEP, National Surveillance and Tracking of Electronic Process application, aims to streamline the process of electronic service of processes of civil courts, thus ensuring transparent tracking of service of notice and summons by all stakeholders. The document management system software shall be used to store, manage, and track electronic documents and electronic images. With this, I once again welcome all the dignitaries for participating in this function. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Lordship. Honorable dignitaries and guests, the High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh is at the cusp of a great transition in terms of its infrastructure. Just a short while ago, the foundation stone of the Jammu wing of the new High Court complex was laid by Honorable the Chief Justice of India. The project has been designed by architect Gunmeet Singh Chauhan, who is present here today and shall be giving us an architectural walkthrough video presentation of the land utilization and grouping of functions of the proposed building. I request architect Shri Gunmeet Singh Chauhan to please make the presentation. Technical staff is requested to please assist him in the presentation.
Can we have the PowerPoint, please? Honorable Chief Justice of India, eminent dignitaries on the dais, eminent dignitaries in the audience, and friends. We are all gathered here today to celebrate the foundation stone ceremony of the High Court to be established in Jammu. And as the architect, it's my privilege to share with you the constituents as well as the values that have informed the whole shaping of this grand campus. Now, this is going to be a modern, future-ready campus designed to be smart, sustainable, earthquake resilient. It's going to be pedestrian friendly, and it's also designed for universal accessibility. It's a 100-acre parcel which is divided into two hillocks of roughly 70 acres and 30 acres. The 70-acre parcel is what is going to become the official district, which will have the courtrooms and attendant infrastructure, while the 30-acre parcel will be the residential district, which will have the residences for the judges. The whole project of this magnitude has to be implemented over 3 or 4 decades, which is why it will be done in 3 or 4 phases, while phase 1 we imagine shall be executed within 3 years. We also allocated space for future generations to be able to reimagine the master plan, so 40% has been left open. Now, in keeping with the principles of hill architecture and spatial hierarchy, we've placed the main High Court building right at the top because the hill has a slope of about 80 meters. And then the blocks are arranged along a central open space in a stepped formation, which you'll see in the views as we go along, creating a very interesting hierarchy. So as seen from the road, you will actually be able to see the stepping of all the buildings with the main courtroom placed centrally. Now, the main courts block shall have 30 e-courts, and in due course, the capacity can be upgraded to 50. It shall have the Chief Justice's Secretariat, meeting rooms, judges' offices, staff rooms, judges' lounge, library, video conferencing facility. And the library has been placed right at the top with a breathtaking view of the Tavi River and the hills in the backdrop. For lawyers, we'll have bar rooms with special bar rooms for ladies with attached washroom and pantry. There'll be consultation rooms, inspection rooms, etc. For litigants, we'll have ample waiting areas, clean, hygienic washrooms, and cafe. We also provided space for archives and a medical center. These are things which typically get neglected. On the two sides of the main court block, we have the administrative and judicial blocks. So in a very efficient way, both those will be able to service the main court, wherein we'll have a modern open office format, service server rooms, cafes, gym, as well as a creche. Then we also have lawyers' chambers because that is a very important demand to fulfill, which we have arranged in two blocks. The first block will be made in the first phase, and then the second block will be made later. The capacity would be about 1,000 chambers now, and then 2,000 in the future. Also, seating halls for younger lawyers, a nice library, canteen, and an office of the bar. In addition to this, we have a large convention center with an auditorium of 500 capacity, as well as conference rooms. We have a judicial academy with lecture halls and a capacity of 40 to 50 people to stay. Again, very importantly, we have an alternate dispute resolution center for mediation and arbitration. We have space for a police constabulary for the people who guard us, for the IT, for the PWD. And then we have parking for 2,000 cars, because that is also something which is severely lacking in the current infrastructure. We are still left with space for staff housing as well as for future. The residential district has space for 30 judges' residences, which is arranged along steps and leaving a central green spine. The Chief Justice's residence sits right at the top, and then at the bottom, we have a clubhouse as well as a guest house with 40 suites. And right at the bottom, we've left space for sports as well as for composting. Now, the values that have informed the architecture, it's extremely important that when you build an edifice of this magnitude, it must have contextual moorings to the state it belongs to. So here we have looked at cultural references as well as references to hill architecture. Mubarak Mandi was the place where the first high court started to function in Jammu. And so we've taken inspiration from the clock tower and the arcade and then brought that into the new building. So there's a continuity in the public memory, which helps to endear people to the institution. We also taken inspiration from Baghe Bahu, which has a nice terraced landscape. And therefore, within our scheme, we have three terraces. We have the Plaza of Justice, the Plaza of Legal Luminaries, and then the People's Court. And then we've taken inspiration from Amar Mahal. Though the architecture is European, the materials are local. So we've taken the materiality and the hues from Amar Mahal. Now, it's also important to think local when so much money is being invested. So we're going to use local materials. It's going to impact the local economy. We're only going to use Make in India materials. But very importantly, we're looking at upskilling the craftsmen of this area by introducing them to better technology. So there is a lasting imprint of this project in the capacity to deliver for the state. It's also a sustainable project, so it'll consume less energy. It'll be zero discharge in terms of water. It'll be smart. It'll have e-courts, but very importantly, it'll have a building management system, which will allow you to manage the building much better. Lastly, you know, a building and a project of this magnitude has to be inclusive in that the institution is people friendly. And I was really touched really by, the Saraswati Vandana done by the girls from the Sightless Girls School. I thought this was a great way of empowering them and then offering them dignity. Because I'd like to close with this remark. Court's very foundation is to be seen as empowering through dignity. Because dignity, offering dignity, that's the foundation, that's going to be, the foundation of this new temple of justice. Thank you very much. There's
Thank
also a walkthrough. Can we just play the walkthrough? If there's a technical issue, then we can skip it. Okay. We chose the flute. It's the only music that belongs to us.
delay in speedy disposal of cases. The High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh is taking novel initiatives and adapting effective strategies in the information and technology sector for maximizing output and minimizing factors that block progress. NSTEP for district courts of UTs of J&K and Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh is indeed a march in this direction. The document management system software for the High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh shall be used to search, manage, and track electronic documents and electronic images. I very humbly request Honorable the Chief Justice of India to formally launch the e-initiative of DMS and NSTEP. I request honorable dignitaries on the desk to please accompany Lordship. Thank you, Lordship. Ladies and gentlemen, to give an overview on the functionality of DMS, we have a video display. I request the technical staff to please play the video.
Established in 1928, the High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh has been a pillar of justice in the region. Over the years, it has seen a tremendous increase in the number of cases, and the manual process of sifting through heaps of court records became increasingly burdensome and time-sensitive. The 2014 Kashmir flood severely impacted the functioning of the Srinagar wing of the High Court, highlighting the need for better storage, handling, retrieval, accessibility, safety and security of the court records. However, with the advent of information technology in every sphere of our lives, the High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh also decided to take a leap into the digital age. In the year 2017, the High Court, under the guidance of the E-Committee, Honorable the Supreme Court of India, embarked on a journey to digitize its court records using an open-source document management system, marking the beginning of a new era.
We are gathered here to initiate the process of starting an e-court in the High Court of Jammu and Kashmir.
The High Court achieved a major milestone by digitizing millions of case records and then adopted an ad hoc paperless court model, which ensured uninterrupted dispensation of justice even during the pandemic days. Data governance and security, accuracy and uniformity, interoperability and human dependency preventing the scalability were the challenges encountered in ad hoc paperless court system. With the passage of time, the need to deploy a robust and enterprising platform serving present requirements and continuous enhancements was felt. We studied the best practices prevalent in Honorable the Supreme Court of India, other high courts across the domain. Key guiding principles to conceive the solution were process orientation over the human dependency, enhancing the utilization of existing applications and resources like CIS and its data, addressing important parameters like security, scalability to manage hundreds of users and millions of records. And finally, solutions replicability in district courts. Let's explore some of the key features of the solution and how easily users can adopt it. Users can access the DMS solution through a browser using their login credentials. Homepage provides convenience of searching case records through key phrases, or users can directly open a case file by entering specific parameters. There are other useful options like browsing the repository, personalized dashboard, and profile management. Let's take a closer look at how the e-court module is used during the hearing process. Honorable judges and court staff can independently access their cause lists synced with case records. Introduction of Smart View feature makes it more efficient and user-friendly. File navigation through the hearing process is smooth. The system enables users to access case records in a well-defined table of content structure. Honorable judges can generate the single window view of entire case file with bookmarkings using the Smart View. Manual data entry is history due to automated metadata creation through CIS integration. Linking connected cases with each other in the DMS is now automated. Hence, honorable judges can refer to connected cases easily during the hearing process. Referring other cases from the repository is possible while hearing is in progress. And powerful yet easy to use search in the DMS can help users narrow down the search results effortlessly with the help of filters. Simple, isn't it? The solution will be accessible to advocates as well. And being easy and simple is the mantra we followed in making the change successful today and tomorrow. Offline solution to securely send records in encrypted form to honorable judges at their residences for viewing. Extensive exercise is done at an individual case file level to restructure data for multiple purpose use, like supplying partial records to various stakeholders with enhanced data control. Modern cloud-ready solution architecture like World Bank and United Nations applications capable of managing larger user base and millions of records. Ready to utilize the artificial intelligence technologies like translating judgments in local languages and the like. This pursuit of excellence will continue in various areas, extending the paperless solution to the district courts, artificial intelligence technologies used to automate order translation and the like, data dashboard for efficient monitoring by the honorable judges. Identified entities can access and submit digitized records. Truly, this dream became reality because of the inspiration and guidance from Honorable the Supreme Court of India in various forms. To address the issue associated with traditional methods of serving summons that cause delays in case disposal, the E-Committee of the Honorable Supreme Court of India conceived the National Service and Tracking of Electronic Processes (NSTEP). This system has been implemented in all district courts across the UTs of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. High Court has procured 500 smart mobile phones for the process servers of district judiciary. Intensive training of the judicial officers, staff, district and process administrators and process servers has been a regular exercise. Today, it is a joyous moment for all of us as the initiative stands fully implemented and operationalized in the august presence of the Honorable Chief Justice of India. The High Court has also undertaken many initiatives. The virtual hearing of matters pertaining to the UT of Ladakh is a regular feature. Advocates plead their cases from Leh and Kargil virtually. Other initiatives are True Virtual Traffic Courts, e-filing application in both wings of the High Court and 15 district courts, Interoperable Criminal Justice System (ICGS) linked with CIS 3.2 in 22 district court complexes, 10 e-Seva Kendras in 10 district court complexes and 1 e-Seva Kendra at High Court. 18 help desk counters, Justice Clock at both the wings of the High Court, UTM firewall for the High Court, migration of 6 district court websites on S3 implementation of neutral citation, and many more. There is still much to be done, and the High Court, under the guidance of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, shall continue its strides towards achieving a more accessible, efficient and equitable justice system for all.
Smart, where they can the names of now I request thank you
It is a very one of coming up at Raika, Jammu, of the Jammu wing of the High Court by the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Dr. Justice Dhananjay Vaichandrachud. I'd like to inform the distinguished guests present here today that about 45 years and 3 months ago, the longest serving and the 16th Chief Justice of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Yashwant Vishnu Chandrachud, the illustrious father of our present Chief Justice of India, had laid a foundation stone for the same High Court, but for the Kashmir wing in Srinagar on 31st of March 1978. It is indeed a matter of pride for us that this High Court has the unique distinction in this country of being blessed by two Chief Justices belonging to the same lineage on such momentous occasions. We are indeed grateful and thankful to His Lordship, the Chief Justice, for having readily agreed to grace this ceremony by sparing his valuable time from his busy schedule, and we look forward to your guidance in meeting the challenges ahead, and also by utilizing the opportunities which will come in the way. Indian judiciary post-independence has a vibrant history with rich tradition and robust foundation, which has been dispensing justice across the country, teeming with 13 billion population. The task of dispensing justice is monumental, requiring a large number of judges. There are about 814 judges, high court judges in 25 high courts in this country, and about 22,677 judges in 688 district courts spread over the country. I'm citing these numbers just to draw attention to the fact that there is corresponding need for adequate and sufficient infrastructural facilities for the courts. Apart from requirement of adequate courtrooms, we have to have space for the registry, the court staff, the burgeoning number of lawyers. There's a need for additional secured spaces for the massive digitization process which is going on. For all these increasing requirements for more space and better facilities, the need for new high court complexes have been felt all over the country. Jammu and Kashmir and High Court and Ladakh High Court has the two wings, the Jammu wing and the Kashmir wing, each wing looking after the judicial needs of two divisions, and also Ladakh UT. Though we have 16 judges out of total sanctioned strength of 17, Jammu wing is looked after by 8 to 9 judges at any point of time, but we have only 7 courtrooms and about 2,000 lawyers practicing, which the present High Court building can hardly accommodate. Thus, there is acute need for the courtrooms and the registry and the lawyers. It is for similar reasons that a new High Court complex in Srinagar had started construction 1 year ago on 14th of May 2022. Last month on 24th of May, the Honorable Chief Justice had witnessed the inauguration of a new court complex in Jharkhand High Court, which is built on 73 acres of land with total campus size of 167 acres. Thus, the construction of new court complexes are given utmost importance all over the country. The government has allotted this land, a piece of land measuring 813 canals and 19 marlas, about 101.75 acres in 2019 in on the foothills. The wildlife and forest clearance were given in 2020 after the National Green Tribunal did not find any irregularity in the process of conversion of forest land to the official use. And the Honorable Supreme Court has been pleased not to interfere with the order of the National Green Tribunal. And accordingly, possession have been handed over to the High Court in December 2020. In which process was made possible because the untiring efforts of Dean and Chief Justice of this High Court, Honorable Justice Geeta Mittal, who has gratefully accepted our invitation and is present today amongst us. Thank you, Madam Justice Geeta Mittal. In order to offset the loss of trees because of upcoming constructions, the High Court has transferred 18.40 crores to the Jammu Forest Division in 2020 for afforestation in suitable government land. With today's ceremony, we will be able to see the light of a new building coming up with modern and state-of-the-art amenities. If we have the district complex in the vicinity of the High Court, which appears to be desire of the members of the bar, that would obviously enhance the efficacy of the justice delivery system. And I would request Honorable Union Law Minister and as well as Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir to consider this aspect of allotment of suitable place for district court complex nearby. Today, we have reached an important milestone in our continuous endeavor to improve the digitization process of the courts to make justice delivery system more transparent and accountable, and to facilitate access to justice, which process has been spearheaded by the E-Committee of the Supreme Court, with the Honorable Chief Justice himself in charge, guiding and encouraging us constantly through his visionary and innovative ideas. Today, the document management system DMS has been launched by the Honorable Chief Justice, which will provide the judges not only with the court files and records in digital form, but also enable the judges to have access from anywhere through internet. This system has been evolved by having a live connection with the CIS system already in existence, thus enhancing reliability and authenticity of the judicial data. Today, there are very few high courts in India where judges are provided only with digital files at home and in the courtroom, which process was initiated in 2017 as I've informed under the Chief Justiceship of Justice Badr Durez Ahmed. In that regard, I can say without any hesitation that the High Court of Jammu and Kashmir is ahead of many of the high courts in this regard. DMS will make the digital ecosystem more efficient and convenient. The National Service and Tracking of Electronic Process, NSTEP, is another innovative digital platform as part of the e-courts project for greater transparency and speedy delivery of processes. It will provide a real-time status update of service of summons beside tracking of geographical coordinates of the process server at the time of serving. It has currently been implemented in 28 states and UTs. Legal proceeding effectively starts only after service of notice or summons on the opposite party, which used to be done through physical papers, which was cumbersome and time-consuming, which can now be expedited with the electronic mode of service through mobile phones. Today, we have seen the Honorable Chief Justice formally handing over his mobile phones to the process service. I am indeed grateful to Honorable Justice Kishan Kaur, Judge Supreme Court of India, native of Kashmir, whose heart is inseparably entwined with his ancient place, for his presence and blessing on this occasion of the infrastructural development project which have been undertaken, and for his sagacious guidance and encouragements for the betterment of the judiciary, particularly in Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you, Lordship, for sparing your valuable time. And in spite of a heavy schedule and preoccupations with the upcoming National Conference of the Nalsa in Srinagar on 30th June and 1st July. I'm also thankful to Justice Pankaj Mittal, Judge Supreme Court of India, for his presence and blessings, who had led this High Court as a Chief Justice, and for sparing his valuable time to attend this function. The Honorable Union Minister of Law and Justice, Sri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, had very kindly and promptly responded to our request to grace this occasion, but to certain reasons, the Honorable Minister is not able to join us physically, but he is present virtually, which reflects his keen interest and a commitment for the development of judiciary in the UT. The central government certainly has a large role to play and responsibility for providing robust judicial infrastructure across the country. I would appeal to the Honorable Minister to augment and increase the budgetary allocation in the CSS for the UTs of Jammu and Kashmir as well as for UT of Ladakh, so that not only the High Court complex, but many of the upcoming court complexes in the districts can be expedited and thus continue to support strengthening of the judicial infrastructure. Thank you, sir, for attending this function. Sri Manoj Sinha ji, the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of UT of Jammu Kashmir, needs no introduction, who has been at the forefront in transforming Jammu and Kashmir into a new vibrant place and ushering a new era with his untiring efforts and proactive leadership, and has been extending the fullest cooperation to the needs of the judiciary in the UT of Jammu and Kashmir. And it is because of his active and a direct intervention with the concerned authorities that today's ceremony of laying of foundation stone could materialize. Your continued support will strengthen the judiciary in the UT of J&K, and we look forward to your continued support and cooperation in this field, which will greatly strengthen the judicial infrastructure, which in turn will strengthen democracy and help firmly establish rule of law in this part of the country. We thank you, sir, for your presence here. Our High Court is a common High Court of the UT of Jammu and Kashmir and UT of Ladakh. We have in our midst Brigadier Dr. B.D. Mishra ji, the Honorable Lieutenant Governor UT of Ladakh, who has been extending full cooperation and encouragement to all our activities of the Common High Court, and has without any hesitation agreed to be present in today's function and gracious occasion. And we extend our heartful thanks to you. We look forward to your continued support and cooperation in infrastructural development. I'm sure with your keen personal interest in expanding the judicial outreach in the UT of Ladakh, the UT of Ladakh will enter a new phase in the development of judiciary in UT of Ladakh. I would like to express my gratitude to all other dignitaries and all high officials of the administration of both the UTs present here who have extended full cooperation for the success of this function. I am also thankful to the retired judges, the senior advocates, the president of the J&K High Court Bar Association, Jammu, and other office bearers, and all the members of the legal fraternity, and all the judges of the district judiciary, the students, the members of the media, print and electronic, and all others who are present today to witness this landmark occasion. I conclude by thanking all the present here again on behalf of myself and all behalf of my colleagues in the bench and on behalf of the High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Lordship. I now invite Honorable Lieutenant Governor, UT of Ladakh, Brigadier Dr. B.D. Mishra, for his address.
Honorable Justice Dr. Dhananjay Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaur, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice Pankaj Mittal, Judge Supreme Court of India, Sri Manoj Sinha ji, Honorable Lieutenant Governor, UT Jammu and Kashmir, Honorable Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, the Honorable Union Minister for Law and Justice, Honorable Justice N. Koteshwar Singh, Chief Justice of Jammu and Kashmir, all dignitaries on the dais, legal luminaries, special guests, invitees, media persons, students of law faculty, ladies and gentlemen. At the very outset, I would like to compliment Chief Justice of J&K High Court, Justice N. Koteshwar Singh, for organizing this wonderful ceremony of foundation stone laying for the High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. My compliments also go to Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Dhananjay Y. Chandrachud, who has graced this occasion. Honorable Chief Justice of India, your presence here has added dignity and sanctity to this event. This gathering has created a great reference for justice, that is Nyaya or Insaf. And justice, Nyaya and Insaf, these have been watchwords of the governance of India from time immemorial. Ramarajya, which connotes the guarantee of justice from the ruling, from the governing head to all people. And this has been the value of ours which we have cherished from time immemorial. The weight of the crown on the head of the king, that was equal, exactly proportional to the justice which he meted out to his people. And justice of and justice all by the ruler. It has been continuously coming through the traditions and through the heritage in India. But that was disrupted for a millennium, starting from 1192 AD to 1947. But after the independence of India in 1947, our Supreme Court and the High Courts, they have rejuvenated this tradition of justice to all. And I'm very positive that this will continue. On this occasion, ladies and gentlemen, I am reminded of our one of the Supreme Court judges, Syed Abdul Nazir of Supreme Court of India, and now he's the governor of Andhra Pradesh. In his farewell speech when he was retiring from the Supreme Court, he had this to say, and I quote, and that's the quintessence of the entire career of his, or for that matter, any judge, as to how he conducts himself. And he said, Dharma e, I quote, Dharma eva hato hanti, dharmo rakshati rakshita, tasmat dharmo natyajyami, mano dharmo hato vadhi. It means that the righteousness and uprightness, what he followed during his tenure as a judge, that he learned from this particular shloka. And when he said dharma, he did not imply the worship rituals. What he implied was what Manu had quoted in his Manusmriti. And that is, Kshama Damosteya, Shauch Indriya Nigraha, Dhira Vidya Satyam Akrosho, Taskam Dharma Nakshanam. It means that dharma, which our judges follow, it has got 10 manifestations, and that is fortitude, forgiveness, non-arrogance, non-stealing, greediness, control of senses, awareness, knowledge, truthfulness, and non-anger. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been the tradition of our judiciary right from time immemorial. Ours, India, is the largest democracy in the world, and it's supported by 4 pillars, and that is the good work of 4 pillars, and that is the legislature, the executive, the judiciary, and the media. And all of them, their top agenda is and should be nation first. And when we say nation first, it implies 3 things. And the first is awareness of our fundamental duties. When we say nation first, the first thing which is, it is the awareness of our fundamental duties. Second, these fundamental duties should be ingrained in our youth right from the very beginning. And third, the democracy has got to be defended. And how it is defended? By defending the sovereignty of the nation. And who does it? Our soldiers who guard our borders day in and day out in all temperatures, ranging from 50 degrees Celsius to minus 30 degrees Celsius. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, when our Constitution was enacted, adopted, and given to us on 26th of November, 1949, our great freedom fighters who sat in the Constituent Assembly, they concentrated on the fundamental rights. And elaborately, they wrote it in the Constitution, starting from Article 14, going up to Article 35. It is rightly too, because all of them who sat in the Constituent Assembly, they had seen and they were denied all their rights by the colonial rulers of India. And naturally, they wrote about the fundamental rights. Fundamental duty did not occur, found no place in the Constitution then. It was 27 years later that the fundamental duties were brought in our Constitution. Chapter 4A and Article 51A. Gentlemen, however, that time, the reference of fundamental duties was not brought in the preamble of our Constitution. The preamble of the Constitution, as you are all legal luminaries, as you know, it is soul of the Constitution. And therefore, there is a reference that 3 words, that is awareness of fundamental duty, should also be included in the preamble of our Constitution. When we talk about the fundamental duties, it must be ingrained in the mind of our youth right from the very beginning. And if it is done, then only we can expect to have people like Captain Vikram Batra, Mahavir Chakra posthumous, who, while fighting the Pakistanis on Kargil Heights, he said, Dil mange mo. Excellent words. And ladies and gentlemen, I think for that, we have got to introduce, and I think the most important pillar of democracy, that is judiciary, they can take cognizance of it, should be included in the textbooks of our classes, that is from 1 to 12. And that will be a good reminder of our fundamental duty. The quintessence of fundamental duties, ladies and gentlemen, is to serve the people, to be of some good to others. And here, I'm reminded of 18th century Quaker missionary Edmund Greeley of United States. And he had this to say, and I quote, I shall pass this way. I shall pass this way but once. Anything good that I can do, any service that I can render to my fellow human beings, let me do it now. Let me not delay or neglect it. And he said, because I shall not pass this way again. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is applicable to all of us, and we should follow it. Survival of democracy, as I mentioned, it dependent on the survival, protection, defense of our nation. That is our sovereignty. And for that, we have got to look and support all the 4 pillars of the democracy, support our soldiers, as I mentioned, who guard our borders day in and day out. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been very lucky in my life. I served for 35 years as an infantry officer in the Indian Army. And I had the occasion, I had the good luck of fighting all the wars. 1962, I fought against China. 65, I fought against the Pakistanis. 71, I was there in liberation of Bangladesh. And when 1987, Indian peacekeeping force went to Sri Lanka, I was the leading brigade commander. And when a soldier is fighting on the front, what he wants the support of the nation. He wants to have the backing of the nation. And all the 4 pillars, as I mentioned, legislature, executive, judiciary, and the media, and the press, they all must support. That is his requirement. Ladies and gentlemen, when I talk of support to the soldiers, I'm reminded of what Francis Quarles, he mentioned, and I quote, God and soldiers, people alike adore. God and soldiers, people alike adore, on the brink of danger and not before. After deliverance, everything is requited. God is forgotten and soldiers slighted. I'm sure in my country, in our country, in your country, in India, it will not happen. Before I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, when I was coming here, I met a very wise man and he asked me, where are you heading for? So I mentioned to him the question. I mentioned to him the gathering. I mentioned to him about the legal luminaries who will present here. And he mentioned, he said, would you have a time to talk to them? I said, yes, I may. And then he told me to convey something which I quote. He said, कोई बज़्म हो कोई अंजुमन, कोई बज़्म हो कोई अंजुमन, कोई बज़्म हो कोई अंजुमन, ये शऊर अपना कदीम है. कोई बज़्म हो कोई अंजुमन, ये शऊर अपना कदीम है. जहां रोशनी की कमी मिली वहीं एक चिराग जला दिया, जहां रोशनी की कमी है वहीं एक चिराग. थैंक यू वेरी मच. जय हिंद. एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I now invite Honorable Lieutenant Governor, UT of Jammu and Kashmir, Shri Manoj Sena, for his address.
भारत के मुख्य न्यायाधीश न्यायमूर्ति डॉक्टर डी.वाई. चंद्रचूड़ जी, सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के न्यायाधीश न्यायमूर्ति संजय किशन कौल जी, न्यायाधीश सुप्रीम कोर्ट पंकज मित्तल जी, भारत सरकार के विधि मंत्री हमारे मित्र श्री अर्जुन राम मेघवाल जी, लद्दाख के उपराज्यपाल श्री पी.डी. मिश्रा जी, जम्मू कश्मीर लद्दाख उच्च न्यायालय के मुख्य न्यायाधीश श्री एन कोटेश्वर सिंह जी, न्यायमूर्ति श्री तासी रवस्तान जी, न्यायमूर्ति श्री अतुल श्रीधरन जी, न्यायमूर्ति श्री संजीव कुमार जी, हमारे महाधिवक्ता रैना साहब, बार एसोसिएशन के अध्यक्ष विक्रम शर्मा जी, जम्मू कश्मीर लद्दाख उच्च न्यायालय के सभी सम्मानित न्यायाधीशगण, यहाँ की पूर्व मुख्य न्यायाधीश गीता मित्तल जी, सभागार में उपस्थित वरिष्ठ अधिवक्तागण, प्रशासन के हमारे सहयोगी, देवियों, सज्जनों और मित्रों, जम्मू के नए हाईकोर्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स का शिलान्यास भारत के मुख्य न्यायाधीश के कर कमलों से संपन्न हुआ. एक आधुनिक और बेहतर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की मांग लंबे समय से की जा रही थी. मैं समझता हूं कि आज के दिन उस दिशा में एक महत्वपूर्ण कदम हम आगे बढ़ा सके. लोग कह रहे थे कि भवन बहुत आधुनिक है, ढेर सारी खूबियां उसकी बताई गई, लेकिन ये 1800 करोड़ रुपए का बोझ भी जम्मू कश्मीर पर पड़ा है. जो श्रीनगर और जम्मू, तो मैं सोच रहा था कि अगर हर साल 500 करोड़ रुपए मैं प्रबंध करूंगा तो ये फिर 3 साल में इसका उद्घाटन हो जाएगा. लेकिन ये आवश्यकता थी और ये जरूरत थी, लंबे समय से महसूस की जा रही थी. और मैं आभारी हूं भारत सरकार का, क्योंकि जब मुझे मुख्य न्यायाधीश महोदय ने कहा कि एकदम होना ही है, तो हमारी सीमा आप जानते हैं, जम्मू कश्मीर बहुत छोटी सी यूटी है, संघराज्य क्षेत्र है, और इतना बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट पूरा करना स्वाभाविक रूप से मैं समझता हूं कि हमारे लिए मुश्किल काम है. लेकिन मैं आभारी हूं भारत सरकार का. जब मैंने बात की तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं, आप इसको हाँ करिए और जो भी धन आवश्यक होगा उपलब्ध कराया जाए. आज के इस ऐतिहासिक दिन में मैं समझता हूं कि सबके लिए खुशी का विषय है। संचार प्रौद्योगिकी के इस्तेमाल से ये जस्टिस डिलीवरी सिस्टम को अत्याधुनिक, सहज एवं सरल बनाने के जो प्रयास हुए हैं उसकी मैं सराहना करता हूं। एक घटना मुझे याद आती है, मैं 7 अगस्त 2020 को आया था। 28 अक्टूबर को अंतिम शुक्रवार था। उस समय जो हमारे चीफ सेक्रेटरी थे उन्होंने कहा साहब आज दरबार मूव हो रहा है, श्रीनगर से जम्मू जा रहा है, आपको वहां मौजूद रहना पड़ेगा। तो मैं गया, वहां देखा तो मेरी आंखों के सामने 217 ट्रकों में फाइल रख करके श्रीनगर से जम्मू आ रही थी। मैंने पूछा क्या है? कहा दरबार मूव हो रहा है। हमने कहा एक ऐसा दरबार है जो ट्रक में मूव होता है। फिर हम लोगों ने तय किया कि भाई अगली बार जब जम्मू से श्रीनगर जाएंगे तो कोई ट्रक वापस नहीं जाएगी। और मुझे खुशी है कि आज जम्मू कश्मीर प्रशासन का हर कार्यालय पूरी तरह से प्रौद्योगिकी पर आधारित है और देश में सबसे ज्यादा ई सर्विसेज आज जम्मू कश्मीर प्रशासन ने ही जनता के लिए उपलब्ध करा। ई गवर्नेंस में यूटी श्रेणी में हम प्रथम हैं और इस सभागार में मैं सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के मुख्य न्यायाधीश और अन्य न्यायाधीशों के समक्ष ये बात जिम्मेदारी से कहना चाहता हूँ कि अगले वर्ष जब भारतवर्ष में रैंकिंग होगी तो जरूर हम नंबर 1 होंगे। ऐसी कोशिश हम सब कर रहे हैं। न्याय तंत्र में भी टेक्नोलॉजी की सहूलियत से मैं समझता हूं कि जनता को ढेर सारी सुविधाएं मिलेंगी और भारत के मुख्य न्यायाधीश महोदय ने जो इसके लिए प्रयत्न किया है, मैं समझता हूं कि ये देश उनका कृतज्ञ रहेगा। ई कोर्ट सर्विसेज को प्रतिदिन मिल रहे लाखों हिट्स, नागरिक केंद्रित प्रयास और ईज ऑफ जस्टिस एवं डिजिटल सशक्तिकरण ये स्वाभाविक रूप से बस दिखाई पड़ रहा है। यह प्रयास इस बात का भी उदाहरण है कि टेक्नोलॉजी अपनी क्षमता, संसाधन और ऊर्जा का उपयोग करके एक कल्याणकारी राज्य की परिकल्पना को साकार कर सकती है और लोगों के जीवन में सहजता और सुगमता ला सकती है। हमारी नीतियों और उनके कार्यान्वयन का भार देश की संसद, कार्यपालिका, न्यायपालिका के मिले जुले संतुलन से जुड़ा हुआ है। देश के नीति निर्माताओं ने संविधान के द्वारा समाज के सभी वर्गों को न्याय, समानता और स्वतंत्रता की गारंटी प्रदान की और ये सुनिश्चित किया कि सभी संस्थाएं आम नागरिकों के लिए हितकारी हों तथा विविधता में एकता को हम सब कायम रख सकें। इन 75 सालों की यात्रा में देश ने सकारात्मक उन्नति की है। सभी लोकतांत्रिक संस्थाओं ने मूल्यों को अक्षुण्ण बना रखते हुए आम नागरिकों की आशाओं और आकांक्षाओं की पूर्ति के लिए अपनी क्षमता भर प्रयास किया है। यह कहना मुनासिब होगा कि संविधान की छत्र छाया में, संविधान के निर्देशन में जन जन की सामूहिक ताकत ने विकास का एक लंबा रास्ता तय किया है तथा हर भारतीय की राष्ट्रीय पुनर्निर्माण की प्रतिबद्धता ने आज भारत को एक बड़ी शक्ति के रूप में पूरी दुनिया में स्थापित किया है। मिश्रा जी ठीक कह रहे थे, अनंत काल से ही हमारे देश ने मानवता का मार्गदर्शन किया है और आज एक बार फिर पूरी दुनिया भारत की ओर आशा भरी निगाहों से देख रही है। अनेक विषयों पर आप देख रहे हैं, मैं उस विषय में नहीं आना चाहता हूं। लोग आज उम्मीद कर रहे हैं कि भारत अपनी भूमिका निभाएगा। मैं मानता हूं हमारे संविधान में निहित मानवीय गरिमा, सर्वधर्म समभाव एवं सामाजिक न्याय के मानवतावादी मूल्यों द्वारा ही शांतिपूर्ण वैश्विक समाज की प्रगति संभव है। हमारी संस्कृति सामाजिक समता पर बल देते हुए कहा गया हमारे यहाँ, आत्मो पम्येन सर्वत्र समम पश्यति यो अर्जुन। समस्त प्राणियों को समान भाव से देखने के जीवन मूल्य एवं आदर्श अनेक वर्षों की सामाजिक आर्थिक स्वावलंबन की यात्रा के आधार रहे हैं और उन्हीं की प्रेरणा से देश की जनशक्ति ने तीव्र गति से देश को आगे बढ़ाया है, हमारे देश को मजबूती प्रदान किया। सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के प्रतीक चिन्ह पर भी यही लिखा है, यथो धर्म तस्थो जय। जहां धर्म है, जहां सही व्यवस्था है, वहीं विजय है, वहीं जय है। देश के नीति निर्माताओं में श्री हरि विष्णु कामत का नाम बहुत सम्मान से लिया जाता है। 24 मई 1949 को संविधान सभा में न्यायपालिका पर हो रही बहस में उन्होंने कहा था कि आज जिन अधिकारों को नागरिकों को दिया जा रहा है, उनका रक्षण तथा संरक्षण करके न्यायपालिका संविधान की पवित्रता को सुनिश्चित करेगी। हमारे पूर्वजों की जागृति एवं सामाजिक चेतना की चरम अवस्था का इसे जीवन उदाहरण ही माना जा सकता है। इसी आदर्श के आधार पर देश की विकास यात्रा में न्यायपालिका ने संवैधानिक व्यवस्था को संरक्षित रखा है और जनतांत्रिक आदर्शों को सर्वोपरि मानते हुए अपने दायित्वों का भी निर्वहन किया है। न्याय की प्रक्रिया में तेजी आए, इसके लिए अनेक परिवर्तन भी किए गए हैं, संसाधन भी जुटाए जा रहे हैं। माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय की समिति तथा भारत सरकार का न्याय विभाग भी लगातार इस बात का प्रयास कर रहा है कि भविष्य की टेक्नोलॉजी, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का जिक्र हुआ है, का भी उपयोग हो। टेक्नोलॉजी के सहयोग से पूरी प्रक्रिया को सीमलेस और स्पीडी बनाया जा सके। मुझे बताया गया है कि जम्मू कश्मीर लद्दाख हाई कोर्ट ने सूचना प्रौद्योगिकी के अनेक प्रोजेक्ट्स को बहुत कम समय में पूरा किया है और पूरी व्यवस्था में तेजी लाने की कोशिश भी की है। मैं इसके लिए जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख हाई कोर्ट को बधाई देता हूँ। वर्चुअल कोर्ट, ई फाइलिंग, ई सेवा केंद्र, वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस फैसिलिटी जैसे अनेक इनिशिएटिव्स के माध्यम से न्याय तक समग्र पहुंच को सुनिश्चित करने की कोशिश हुई है। बुनियादी ढांचे में सुधार के लिए भी बहुत प्रयास हुए हैं और इसलिए यूटी के लॉ डिपार्टमेंट के बजट में पिछले 2 वर्षों में आवश्यक बढ़ोतरी मैं कहूँ कि काफी बढ़ोतरी हम लोगों ने की है। आज जम्मू कश्मीर में कोर्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स, रेजिडेंशियल बिल्डिंग, लॉयर चैम्बर की जरूरतों को समयबद्ध तरीके से पूरा करने की कोशिश हो रही है। मोमिनाबाद डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स को स्टेट ऑफ द आर्ट जुडिशियल कॉम्प्लेक्स में परिवर्तित किया गया है। उसी तरह सांबा, रामनगर, पुलवामा अनेक स्थानों पर नए डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स तथा रेजिडेंशियल एकोमोडेशन बनाए गए। दूर दराज के इलाकों में भी विवादों को सुलझाने के लिए गुरेज जैसे दूरस्थ एरिया में भी पिछले वर्ष नए कोर्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स का निर्माण किया गया। गत वर्ष सेंट्रली स्पॉन्सर्ड स्कीम के तहत 9 कोर्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स तथा यूटी कैपेक्स के तहत 7 नए कोर्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स का निर्माण पूरा किया गया है। 34 नए रेजिडेंशियल एकोमोडेशन और अनेक इस तरह के प्रोजेक्ट पूरे किए गए हैं। 3 ऐसे डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स जो रेंटेड कर दी जाएगी। मैंने मात्र बापू ने कहा था कि भारत यह समझ ले उसके पास जो आत्मा है वो पूरे विश्व की समस्त भौतिक शक्ति समीकरणों पर भी विजय पा सकती है। बापू हर नागरिक के आत्मबोध की बात करते थे ताकि सामूहिक सृजनात्मक प्रयासों से अपने अपने कर्तव्यों की चेतना से प्रत्येक नागरिक राष्ट्र के निर्माण में जुट सके, देश के नीति निर्माताओं के उन सपनों को पूरा करने का प्रयास करे जिन्होंने मातृभूमि की आजादी के लिए अपना सर्वस्व न्यौछावर किया था। मैं समझता हूं कि मैं आभारी व्यक्त करना चाहूंगा माननीय न्यायाधीश महोदय का, सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के अन्य न्यायाधीशों का और आप सबका भी कि आप सब इस कार्यक्रम में शरीक हुए। इतनी ही बात करके मैं आप सबके प्रति हृदय से कृतज्ञता ज्ञापित करते हुए अपनी बात पूरी करता हूँ। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I request Honorable Union Minister for Law, Justice, Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal for his special address. Honorable Minister shall be addressing the gathering through virtual mode.
Thank you, Jay. Foundation stone laying ceremony of new High Court complex Raika Jammu and launch of e-initiative document management system and national service and tracking of electronic processes and NSTEP के अवसर पर उपस्थित ऑनरेबल डॉक्टर जस्टिस धनंजय भाई चंद्रचूड़ जी, चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया, ऑनरेबल जस्टिस संजय किशन कौल जी, जज सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया, ऑनरेबल जज पंकज मित्तल जी, जज सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया, श्री मनोज सिन्हा साहब, ऑनरेबल लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर यूटी ऑफ J&K, ब्रिगेडियर डॉक्टर बीडी मिश्रा साहब, ऑनरेबल लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर यूटी ऑफ लद्दाख, ऑनरेबल जस्टिस एन कोटेश्वर सिंह जी, चीफ जस्टिस हाई कोर्ट ऑफ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर एंड लद्दाख, ऑनरेबल जस्टिस तासी रफस्तन जी, जज हाई कोर्ट ऑफ J&K एंड लद्दाख, ऑनरेबल जस्टिस अतुल श्रीधरन जी, जज हाई कोर्ट ऑफ J&K एंड लद्दाख, ऑनरेबल जस्टिस संजीव कुमार, जज हाई कोर्ट ऑफ J&K एंड लद्दाख, न्यायमूर्ति फॉर्मर चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ J&K गीता मित्तल जी। इस अवसर पर उपस्थित सभी ऑनरेबल जजेज ऑफ हाई कोर्ट्स J&K एंड लद्दाख, फॉर्मर चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ हाई कोर्ट एंड J&K एंड लद्दाख, ऑनरेबल फॉर्मर जजेज ऑफ हाई कोर्ट एंड जम्मू एंड कश्मीर एंड लद्दाख, हमारे अरुण कुमार मेहता जी, चीफ सेक्रेटरी यूटी एंड J&K, DC Rana Saab, Advocate General, all others, member of Bar Council of India, Bar Associations, all judicial officers, students, and all officers of the administration side, police side, and army sides, पत्रकार साथियों, देखिए मैं आज आपसे माफी चाहता हूं कि मैंने प्रोग्राम दिया था और मैं चाह रहा था कि फिजिकली आपके साथ जुड़ करके आपसे बात करूं। मेरे बहुत ही अजीज दोस्त लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर मनोज सिन्हा साहब ने मुझे फोन किया था और मैंने उनको हाँ की थी। वो मेरे दोस्त भी हैं और आदरणीय भी है। वो नवाचार के लिए जाने भी जाते हैं और चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ हाई कोर्ट J&K एंड लद्दाख कोटेश्वर सिंह जी ने भी मेरे से बात की थी साहब ने, और मैंने हाँ की थी। लेकिन आज लॉ एंड जस्टिस डिपार्टमेंट का एक सब्जेक्ट कैबिनेट में आ गया था तो मुझे यहाँ रहना पड़ा, इसलिए मैं वर्चुअली आपके माध्यम से जुड़ा हुआ हूँ। कोई टेक्निकल कारणों से मेरी आवाज में कोई बीच में अवरोध आए, कोई गड़बड़ हो जाए तो मैं माफी चाहता हूं। मैं मेरी बात शुरू करता हूं। भारत के संविधान में जो हमारी प्रस्तावना है वो शुरू करता है वी द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया, लेकिन उसमें न्याय की अवधारणा के बारे में भी हमारी प्रीएम्बल कहती है और उसमें राजनीतिक, सामाजिक और आर्थिक न्याय की अवधारणा का उल्लेख हमारे संविधान के प्रीएम्बल में ही है। तो आप देखिए कि हमारे संविधान निर्माताओं ने न्याय को कितनी इंपॉर्टेंस दी होगी, जस्टिस को, और जब इतनी इंपॉर्टेंस दी है तो उसमें बहुत से प्रावधान संविधान में रखे, फंडामेंटल राइट से लेकर के आर्टिकल 32 और 226 ये फंडामेंटल राइट्स के संरक्षण के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण प्रावधान हमारे संविधान में किए हुए हैं। आज जम्मू में हाईकोर्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स का जो शिलान्यास हो रहा है, भूमि पूजन हो रहा है, जम्मू वो स्थान है जो भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा का स्थल है। जम्मू को हम कई बार, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर को कई बार हम भारत का मुकुट भी कहते हैं। आज जो चर्चा हो रही है उसमें जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख तीनों की चर्चा होती है, तो अब तीनों का अगर हम मिलान करें और देखें आध्यात्मिक दृष्टि से, तो हमें ऐसा लगता है कि ये भारत का एक जो प्रतिरूप है, जो एक हम ज्ञान परंपरा का एक प्रतीक जिसको कह सकते हैं, मूलवाद का जिसको प्रतीक कह सकते हैं, ऐसा प्रतीक ये क्षेत्र है। यहाँ पहाड़ियां भी है, मैदान भी हैं और नदियां भी हैं, ऋषि मुनियों का यह ज्ञान भी है, और उस ज्ञान में ही न्याय की अवधारणा मुझे लगता है कि समाहित है। ऐसे अवसर पर बहुत सी बातें हुई है, मैं उनको रिपीट नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन एक जो हमारे ऑनरेबल चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया के मन के करीब, या मैं कहूं कि दिल के करीब एक विषय है, दैट इज ई कोर्ट। ये ई कोर्ट का जो विषय है, ये भारत में चला फेज वाइज। जब फर्स्ट फेज में जब चला तो हमने हार्डवेयर की ज्यादा स्थापना की, लगाया, जिसको हम कंप्यूटराइजेशन कह सकते हैं, ऐसे बहुत से साधन दिए। लेकिन जब सेकंड फेज चला तो वो सर्विसेज को एकदम डेजिग्नेट हुआ, और उसमें हम कह सकते हैं सिटीजन सेंट्रिक ई सर्विसेज, ये उसकी मूल अवधारणा थी सेकंड फेज की। और जब हम थर्ड फेज की बात कर रहे हैं, जिसमें हम फाइलिंग की बात भी कर रहे हैं, पेपरलेस की बात भी कर रहे हैं, कभी कभी इसमें जो न्यायविद है, जो विश्लेषण करने वाले लोग हैं, जब वो ई कोर्ट के थर्ड फेज की बात करते हैं तो वो कहते हैं कि जस्टिस डिलीवरी सिस्टम में ये थर्ड फेज रिवॉल्यूशन का काम करेगा। ऐसा क्रांतिकारी कदम है। जल्दी हम इसको कैबिनेट के समक्ष ले जाकर के जो राशि की आवश्यकता है उसको उपलब्ध कराने का प्रयास करेंगे, और जो चीजें आज जिसका जिक्र आ रहा है उसमें हम तेजी लाएंगे। जैसे आज एक विषय आया डीएमएस सॉफ्टवेयर का, इसमें मैं बात नहीं ज्यादा करूंगा क्योंकि बहुत चर्चा होगी, लेकिन ये स्टोर है, स्टोर किन चीजों का और कैसे हम इसका लाभ उठाएंगे। We all will be able to search details within millions of documents in a matter of seconds. ये हमारी खासियत होगी इसकी, डीएमएस सॉफ्टवेयर की। और आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का, क्योंकि हम इंडस्ट्री 4.0 के युग में जी रहे हैं। हमारे मनोज सिन्हा साहब तो टेक्नोक्रेट भी है, ये सारी चीजों को जानते हैं, इंडस्ट्री 4.0 को भी ये जानते हैं। तो इनका इंप्लीमेंटेशन जो होगा, मुझे लगता है कि जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख में सर्वश्रेष्ठ होगा, और उसमें आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का भी प्रयोग इस डीएमएस सॉफ्टवेयर में है। दूसरा जो नेशनल सर्विस एंड ट्रैकिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक प्रोसेस NSTEP है, इसका सबसे बड़ा विषय समन, कि समन को हम कैसे इसको टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से कैसे पहुंचाएं, कैसे उसको नोटिस लें, कैसे उसका रिसीट करें, ये सब चीजें हमारे NSTEP में हैं। और द वेब एप्लीकेशन एंड ए कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री मोबाइल ऐप डिजाइन टू स्ट्रीमलाइन एंड द प्रोसेस, NSTEP मोबाइल ऐप प्रोवाइडेड टू bailiffs and process servers enable transparent tracking of service of notices and summons in real time. ये बहुत बड़ा काम अपन कर रहे हैं, साल पर बहुत बड़ा काम कर रहे हैं। उसमें बहुत तकलीफ होती थी, परेशानी भी होती थी, और ये जो enables सर्विसेज ऑफ नोटिस और समन इन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म होगा तो नागरिकों को भी इसमें आसानी हो जाएगी। क्योंकि इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी का जब हम उपयोग करते हैं तो नागरिकों की सुविधाएं बढ़ती है। ईज ऑफ लिविंग इट्स ए न्यू कंसेप्ट। ये नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने एक नया कंसेप्ट दिया है कि हमें ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस इस दिशा में तो बढ़ना ही है, लेकिन ईज ऑफ लिविंग इस दिशा में भी तेजी से बढ़ना है। तो जो इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी का आज हम प्रयोग करेंगे डीएमएस के माध्यम से और एन स्टेप के माध्यम से आगे, तो उससे नागरिकों की सुविधाएं बढ़ेगी। हमारा इससे पहले भी न्याय व्यवस्था में जो न्याय विकास है, प्रोजेक्ट जियो टैग है, ये इस अवसर पर ज्यादा बोलना नहीं चाहता, लेकिन ये जरूर बताना चाहता हूं कि बाबा साहब डॉक्टर बी आर अम्बेडकर जी ने एक बार कहा था जस्टिस को लेकर के, और बहुत अच्छी बात कही। मैं आई वांटेड टू कोट इट बिकॉज मैं अभी सुन रहा था प्रेजेंटेशन कि जम्मू में जो हाई कोर्ट बनेगा उसमें लाइब्रेरी भी बहुत अच्छी होगी, डिजिटल लाइब्रेरी भी होगी, डिजिटल विंग भी बनेगा। तो इसमें जो हमारे संविधान निर्माताओं ने जिस तरह की हर चीज कुछ न कुछ अपनी बात कही है, संविधान सभा में बहस के दौरान अपनी दृष्टि दी है, दिशा दी है, उनको नई पीढ़ी को जानकारी होनी चाहिए। तो एक बार बाबा साहब भीमराव अम्बेडकर जी ने कहा, आई कोट, justice has always evoked idea of equality, of proportion, of compensation. Equality signifies equality, rules and regulations. Right and righteousness are concerned with equality in value. In short, I underline it, in short, justice is another name. Justice is another name of liberty, equality and fraternity. That is the soul of our preamble also. तो ये जो महापुरुषों के द्वारा हमारे संविधान निर्माताओं द्वारा बातें कही गई है, मुझे लगता है आज भी उतनी ही प्रासंगिक है। झारखंड के बिल्डिंग का, हाईकोर्ट बिल्डिंग का जब उद्घाटन हुआ था तो महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी भी वहां उपस्थित थे। मैं हमारे ऑनरेबल डॉक्टर जस्टिस डी.वाई. चंद्रचूड़ साहब को याद दिलाना चाहता हूं कि जब आपने हिंदी में भाषण दिया था तो महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी ने मंच से ही आपके भाषण की तारीफ की थी। तारीफ करने के बाद जब मैं दिल्ली आया और मैं देखा सोशल मीडिया, तो सोशल मीडिया में ऑनरेबल डॉक्टर जस्टिस डी.वाई. चंद्रचूड़ साहब छाए हुए थे और पूरा सोशल मीडिया इनकी तारीफ कर रहा था, भाषण की भी और भाषा की भी। तो ऐसे सीजे साहब का भी मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं। मैं आज आना चाहता था सर, मैं आ नहीं पाया, माफी चाहता हूं, लेकिन मैं पुनः आपको सबको बधाई देता हुआ, जिन्होंने भी इसमें चाहे ड्राफ्ट्समैन से लेकर के नक्शे बनाने वालों से लेकर के डिजाइनिंग करने वालों से लेकर के जिन्होंने भी जमीन दी इसकी, सबका मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं। और विशेष रूप से हमारे बहुत अजीज दोस्त, वो नवाचार के लिए जाने जाते हैं साहब, मनोज सिन्हा साहब, उनको भी मैं बधाई देता हूं, शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। मिश्रा साहब, आपका भी भाषण बहुत राज, ब्रिगेडियर मिश्रा साहब का जो लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर है लद्दाख के, मैं सबको बधाई देता हूं, सबको शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। और एक चीज का आश्वासन देता हूं कि अभी विषय आया बजट का। देखिए मनोज सिन्हा साहब, आप इस काम के लिए जितना बजट मांगेंगे हम जरूर उपलब्ध कराएंगे, मैं आश्वासन देता हूं। और मैं फिर रिपीट करता हूं कि भारत सरकार न्यायपालिका की जरूरतों को पूरा करने के लिए कटिबद्ध भी है और प्रतिबद्ध भी है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, थैंक यू।
Please, inviting Honorable Mr. Justice Pankaj Mittal, Judge, Supreme Court of India, for Lordship's special address.
श्री रघुनाथ जी की नगरी में मेरा सभी को राम राम। My Lord the Chief Justice, my esteemed brother Justice Kaul, Union Law Minister Shri Meghwal ji, Shri Manoj Sinha, Lieutenant Governor of J&K, Brigadier Mishra, Lieutenant Governor of Ladakh, Justice N. Koteshwar Singh, Chief Justice of J&K, other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, distinguished guests, members of the Bar Association, Administrative and Judicial Service, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a momentous occasion as the Chief Justice of India lays the foundation stone of the new High Court complex of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh at Jammu. The people of the two union territories have faced numerous challenges, yet they have always shown their resolve to pursue justice and maintain the rule of law. We honor their spirit in laying the foundation stone of this new High Court complex. It is a cherishable moment for me also as I stand before you. It is a sort of homecoming for me. I address this august gathering as if I am speaking to my family members. I see many familiar faces in this audience. In the initial days, when I had joined Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh High Court, I had 3 projects in mind. The first one was of laying the foundation stone of the new High Court complex at Srinagar, the other at Jammu, and the third for starting a national law university in this region. The initiative to lay the foundation stone of the new court complex at Jammu somehow could not materialize despite my best efforts, and so was the starting of the National Law University. I had made all plans for inviting the Honorable Chief Justice, particularly for the inaugural of the National Law University, as academics is very close to his heart. I hope Justice Koteshwar Singh ji shall make it possible and give Honorable Chief Justice Dr. D.Y. Chanchud an opportunity to do the honors. And I shall be eager to lend all my support. The project of new High Court complex was initiated by my predecessor, Justice Geeta Mittal ji. She had devoted a lot of time conceptualizing it and had taken keen interest in pursuing the same. Of course, the judges of this High Court appreciated and supported the initiative. After all, judges of the High Court know what is best in the interest of the legal fraternity here. The architect, Shri Gunmeet Singh Chauhan, did a yeoman task in preparing the master plan of the complex. The architecture of the proposed complex is deeply inspired by the local architectural style and embodies the ideals we hold dear. It shall stand tall as a symbol of integrity and transparency, echoes and values, and equality and inclusivity. It will provide a conducive environment for the judiciary, lawyers, litigants, and all other stakeholders involved in the administration of justice. The introduction of advanced technology and modern facilities within the complex will streamline legal process, enhance the efficiency, and expedite the justice delivery system. It will make easier access to justice by bridging the gaps that may exist due to geographic or socio-economic factors. It will foster the culture of intellectual discourse and innovation and shall elevate the legal landscape of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. I request the Bar Association and all lawyers to appreciate the hard work which has been done in the planning and the execution of this project, which is to their ultimate benefit. There had been some apprehensions in the minds of some members of the legal fraternity. Obviously, there are some real problems in getting displaced
from the atmosphere you have worked for long, but it also gives many more new opportunities. I am very sure that none of you will regret moving in new future to the new building with many ultra modern facilities. You will get a much more dignified working atmosphere matching to the best anywhere in the country. In times to come, this new High Court complex will prove to be a boon not only to the lawyers but to the entire judiciary. As we lay this foundation stone today, let us reaffirm our collective pledge to uphold the rule of law, protect the rights of the justice seekers, and ensure that justice remains accessible to all. Let this complex stand as a testament to the resilience and determination of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, a beacon of hope and a symbol of justice for generation to come. Yato dharmasya tato jay. Jay.
Thank you, Lordship. I am honored to invite Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, Judge Supreme Court of India, for Lordship's special address.
Honorable Chief Justice, Sri Dhananjay Y. Chandrachud, my brother Justice Pankaj Mittal, the Law Minister, Shri Manoj Sinha ji, Honorable Lieutenant Governor, and Dr. P.D. Mishra, Lieutenant Governor of UT of Ladakh, Chief Justice Koteshwar Singh ji, Honorable Judges on the dais and off the dais, members of the bar, the Advocate General Mr. D.C. Raina, Ms. Geeta Mittal, the former Chief Justice. Ladies and gentlemen, मेरा बचपन से इस शहर से एक संबंध रहा है। वो ये कि पहले दिल्ली से कश्मीर जाने में रास्ता रोड से ही चलता था, तो जम्मू में हमेशा मेरे परिवार का घर होने के कारण कुछ दिन जम्मू में बिताते थे। अब 1984 के बाद हालात कुछ फर्क हो गए, इसलिए जम्मू में आना इतना रहा नहीं, तो ये आने का मौका मुझे मेरे लिए एक बड़ी मान की बात है। अभी स्पीच में कहा गया कि जम्मू कश्मीर is the crown of India. It has a long spiritual history and a history of inclusiveness. It has faced, of course, its own turmoils and faced difficult period. But the physical crown of India must also have the best of facilities of a crown. And judiciary is one of the three pillars of this democracy. And therefore, it is necessary that we are able to showcase and have the best of the judicial infrastructure and facilities for this crown of India. It is for a better appreciation of the social scenario of the state that under the leadership of the Chief Justice, we decided to plan the NALSA conference, the annual conference this year in Kashmir for the first time. We have about more than half the Supreme Court judges in Kashmir at the moment. We have more than, I think, almost a little less than 100% judges, Chief Justices there. We have the senior judges of all the high courts there who head the Legal Service Authority and the Legal Services Committee. And the objective is to understand the progress made by the state over a period of time and showcase the state both for its culture as also for its judicial thinking process apart from the infrastructure. It is often said that there should be transparency in the judiciary. And I say, what more transparent method can there be when everything is done under the eyes of the public and the litigant for whom this system is built. No other part of the government system works in an open environment in that sense. Decisions are taken in the rooms of the officers or the concerned people. That's the way that system works. But the judiciary is one institution where everything is held in open court, where the judge sits in court. And therefore, that is the transparency. These institutions are meant to work for the people. And that's why at every opportunity I emphasize, or again re-emphasize, that the judiciary is visible to the people. Therefore, it's the judiciary's responsibility to make sure that they're present and carrying on the court proceedings for the time period meant for these court proceedings. That's the faith in the judiciary. Any system has to have what can be loosely called the hardware and the software. When you see these buildings, when you see the infrastructure being provided, the facilities to be provided, that's the hardware of the system. And certainly that hardware has to be the best which is available. The Law Minister just assured that there'll never be shortage of funds to make sure that whatever the plans be for creation of infrastructure are utilized and funds are made available for them. And the software is what the judges do and the legal fraternity of the bar who give assistance to it. And I do believe it is necessary for both the judges and the bar to walk hand in hand to be able to achieve the aspect of justice to the common man. We are talking about technology and facilities and how things can go on faster. How do you expect in this age of technology people to wait for years together for justice? It is, there's no point in pointing out our difficulties. We have difficulties, of course. But in this day and age of technology, they are not willing to wait. So we have to find some solutions to their problems collectively, for which the bar and the bench must coordinate itself. I do believe with all this technology available, with infrastructure to come up, with judges willing to work and the lawyers willing to provide assistance, the ability of categorizations, of making sure the dead wood is weeded out, must be emphasized over a period of time, so that we come to more realistic figures and we can provide justice in a time-bound frame, which is something which is called for. However humongous the task may be, I do believe small progresses help in this process, and facilities which are being provided through these and continue to be provided will work towards this objective. My last word only is to appeal to all of you. Make sure the best of infrastructure comes up. Make sure that all of you put in the best effort which is required, and ensure that the people who wait with faith and with commitment towards you to get justice do achieve that justice. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Lordship. It's my honor and privilege to request Honorable Dr. Justice Dhananjay Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India, for Lordship's presidential address.
सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के वरिष्ठ न्यायाधीश और मेरे मित्र जस्टिस संजय किशन कौल जी, मेरे सहयोगी श्री जस्टिस पंकज मित्तल जी, केंद्रीय विधि मंत्री श्री अर्जुन राम मेघवाल जी, उपराज्यपाल श्री मनोज सिन्हा जी, श्री डॉक्टर बी.डी. मिश्रा जी, मुख्य न्यायाधीश श्री कोटेश्वर सिंह जी, उच्च न्यायालय की पूर्व मुख्य न्यायाधीश मेरी आदरणीय बहन गीता मित्तल जी, उच्च न्यायालय के अन्य न्यायाधीश, जम्मू एवं कश्मीर और लद्दाख बार के सम्मानित सदस्य, विशिष्ट अतिथिगण, भाइयों और बहनों, जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख की जमीन पर आकर मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई है। ऐसी जमीन जिसने अपनी खूबसूरती से लोगों को कई सदियों से लुभा कर रखा है, ऐसी जमीन जहां लोगों ने शायरों और कलाकारों को अपने जज्बात जाहिर करने का मौका दिया। पर हम जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख की खूबसूरती पर बात करते रह सकते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ के लोगों के प्रति हमारा आदर तभी होगा जब हम एक समाज के रूप में यहाँ की चुनौतियां और कठिनाइयों को भी समझें। जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख में यहाँ की चुनौतियां और कठिनाइयों को भी हम समझ सकें। जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख की परिस्थिति और चुनौती इस क्षेत्र के अनुसार अपने आप में अलग है और जिनका सामना करने के लिए समर्पण, दृढ़ता और नवीनता की जरूरत है। भौगोलिक परिस्थितियों के कारण कई बार लोगों तक अन्य न्याय नहीं पहुंच पाता है। कहने का मतलब है कि कई ऐसे क्षेत्र जैसे कि जम्मू से सटे पहाड़ी इलाके, कश्मीर और लद्दाख, जहां पर पहाड़ों के कारण एक जगह से दूसरी जगह तक आना जाना मुश्किल होता है, ऐसे क्षेत्रों में लोग अपनी समस्याएं न्यायालयों तक मुश्किल से ही ले पाते हैं। कभी कभी इतनी सर्दी होती है कि घर से निकलना भी मुश्किल होता है। यहां तक कि अलग अलग शहरों में मौसम और पहाड़ी रास्तों में आने जाने की कठिनाई भी होती है। इसके अलावा जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख में शहर कम हैं और ग्रामीण इलाके ज्यादा हैं, जो पहाड़ी इलाकों में या जंगलों के बीच हैं, जिसकी वजह से उन क्षेत्रों में रह रहे लोगों के लिए न्यायालय तक आना मुश्किल होता है। इसके साथ साथ जम्मू से सटे पहाड़ी इलाकों में, कश्मीर और लद्दाख में कई बार भूस्खलन और बर्फबारी की वजह से भी लोग न्यायालय और कानूनी सेवाओं का इस्तेमाल नहीं कर पाते हैं। ये सत्य है, असलियत है। सर्दियों में कोर्ट का बंद रहना न्याय प्रणाली को प्रभावित कर देता है। न्यायालयों तक लोगों का न पहुंच पाना समाज में कई मुद्दों को कानून के दायरे से बाहर कर देता है। यह एक चिंता का विषय है। इन्हीं परिस्थितियों में और इन कठिनाइयों का ध्यान रखते हुए आज जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख हाईकोर्ट के जम्मू परिसर का शिलान्यास करते हुए मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रही है। खुशी इस बात की है कि जम्मू में नया हाईकोर्ट परिसर बनने से लोग यहां आ सकेंगे और न्याय की उम्मीद कर सकेंगे। मैं भारत के मुख्य न्यायाधीश के रूप में जब भी किसी भी राज्य के हाईकोर्ट परिसर में जाता हूं, तो मैं यही सोचता हूं, भारत के हाईकोर्ट, उच्च न्यायालय लोगों के लिए उनके हक और अधिकारों की रक्षा के लिए आने वाले संवैधानिक कोर्ट हैं, जहां पर लोग सबसे पहले आते हैं। भारत जैसे बड़े देश में सभी के लिए दिल्ली में स्थित सुप्रीम कोर्ट आना आसान बात नहीं है। इसलिए अलग अलग राज्य के हाईकोर्ट एक बहुत जरूरी संस्थान के रूप में काम कर रहे हैं। अलग अलग क्षेत्रों में हाईकोर्ट परिसर का होना अपने आप में यह संदेश देता है कि लोगों के लिए भारत की कानूनी संस्थाएं और संवैधानिक कोर्ट कचहरियां खुले हैं और लोग यहां न्याय पाने के लिए आ सकते हैं। ये बात कहते हुए मुझे यह भी जानता हूं कि कई करोड़ लोगों के लिए किसी भी न्यायालय तक आना या न्यायालय तक आने की बात भी सोच पाना नामुमकिन सा है, क्योंकि एक आम इंसान के लिए न्यायालय के चक्कर लगाना मुमकिन, क्योंकि अगर आम इंसान रोज कोर्ट के चक्कर लगाने में अपना समय व्यर्थ करे, तो वो अपना और अपने परिवार के लिए जीवन चलाने का समय कहां ले आएगा। न्याय प्रणाली से जुड़े हम सभी लोगों को इन सब बातों को समझना होगा और बार बार कई प्रयास करने पड़ेंगे ताकि भारत के आम इंसान तक न्याय व्यवस्था पहुंच सके। टेक्नोलॉजी ऐसे समय में और ऐसी परिस्थितियों को देखते हुए हमारे लिए बहुत जरूरी बन गई है। कोरोना महामारी के दौरान हमने कई अपनों को खो दिया। भारत की जनता के लिए कोरोना महामारी का दौर बहुत ही कठिन समय था। एक जज के रूप में हम लोग अपने मन की भावनाएं व्यक्त नहीं करते, पर मैं ये आज जरूर कहना चाहता हूं कि कोरोना महामारी में भारत की जनता ने मानसिक रूप से जो सहा, मैं उसे समझता हूं। इसी वजह से जब कोरोना के दौरान लॉकडाउन हुआ और कई संस्थान लोगों के लिए बंद हो गए, मेरे लिए सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी था कि कोरोना महामारी के दौरान भी कैसे लोगों को न्याय प्रणाली तक पहुंचने में कोई मुश्किल ना हो। अगर कोर्ट ही बंद रहेंगे तो लोग न्याय मांगने कहां जाएंगे? सुप्रीम कोर्ट की ई कमेटी के चेयरमैन के रूप में मेरे लिए यह जरूरी था कि कैसे टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से कोर्ट को चलाया जाए, ताकि लोग ये ना सोचें कि न्याय व्यवस्था बंद हो गई है। पिछले 3 साल में भारत की न्यायपालिका ने टेक्नोलॉजी को अपनाया है। कोरोना महामारी के दौरान जब कोर्ट परिसर बंद हो गए, जजों, वकीलों, खासतौर पर वकीलों और खासतौर पर अपने कोर्ट स्टाफ ने बहुत तेजी से और समझदारी से ऑनलाइन कोर्ट चलाने की प्रक्रिया को शुरू किया। और अब जब हम कोरोना की महामारी प्रभाव से बाहर निकल रहे हैं, तो भारत की न्यायपालिका में एक तकनीकी परिवर्तन आ चुका है। एक समय इस बारे में सोचना भी मुश्किल था, पर अब टेक्नोलॉजी के सहारे न्याय प्रणाली को चलाना और न्याय प्रणाली को सुधारना एक आम बात हो गई है। इसी कड़ी में जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख हाईकोर्ट ने कई योजनाओं का शुरुआत किया है। इनमें से डॉक्यूमेंट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम और नेशनल सर्विसेज एंड ट्रैकिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक प्रोसेसेस यानी कि एनस्टेप इनिशिएटिव की आज हम शुरुआत कर रहे हैं। इन प्रक्रियाओं में और इन प्रकल्पों के माध्यम से हम न्याय प्रक्रिया में काफी सुधार ला सकेंगे। डीएमएस के जरिए कोर्ट से जुड़े सभी कानूनी दस्तावेज एक केंद्रीय जगह पर व्यवस्थित और सुरक्षित रखे जा सकेंगे, और अगर किसी भी जानकारी या दस्तावेज को निकालना हो तो डीएमएस के जरिए बहुत आसानी से उसे निकाला जा सकेगा। इस व्यवस्था के जरिए कागज का इस्तेमाल भी कम हो जाएगा। के जरिए नोटिस और समन्स को ट्रैक पर पाना आसान हो जाएगा। कई बार नोटिस और समन्स में देरी होने के कारण भी सुनवाई में देरी हो जाती है। इसमें एनस्टेप के द्वारा सुधार अपने आप में तकनीकी चमत्कार है कि हम तकनीक के साथ, मुझे इस बात पर पूरा भरोसा है कश्मीर और लद्दाख हाईकोर्ट जनता के लिए और बेहतर बनेगा। मुझे इस बात की भी खुशी है कि डीएमएस और एनस्टेप का इस्तेमाल जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख के जिला न्यायालय यानी डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट्स में भी होगा। डिस्ट्रिक्ट जुडिशरी बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है, क्योंकि आम जनता सबसे पहले जिला स्तर पर ही अपने मुकदमा ले जाकर आती है। हमारी यह कोशिश है कि हर नागरिक, चाहे वो किसी भी क्षेत्र से आता हो, चाहे अमीर हो या अमीर ना हो, सबको न्यायालय तक पहुंचना आसान लगेगा। जो भी हम नई पहल कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस के जरिए हो, चाहे ऑनलाइन सुनवाई हो, इन सब पहलुओं का इस्तेमाल जब जिला न्यायालयों में होगा, भी हम लोगों को न्याय व्यवस्था में जोड़ने का काम बेहतर तरीके से कर सकेंगे। हम आज नई तकनीकी सुविधाओं की बात कर रहे हैं, तो मैं उड़ीसा हाईकोर्ट द्वारा की गई एक पहल का जिक्र करना चाहता हूं। उड़ीसा हाईकोर्ट ने हर जिले में वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग की फैसिलिटी को उपलब्ध कराया है। जरिए कोई भी वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस के जरिए हाईकोर्ट में अपनी केस की बहस कर सकता है। इसका फायदा यह है कि वकील को हाईकोर्ट जाने आने में जो समय और खर्च लगता है वो भी बच सकता है। जम्मू के पहाड़ी इलाके, कश्मीर और लद्दाख जैसे क्षेत्र में जहां के भूगोल की वजह से, कठिन पहाड़ीय रास्तों की वजह से एक जिले से हाईकोर्ट आना मुश्किल होता है, वहां अगर ऐसे कदम उठाए जाएं जो उड़ीसा हाईकोर्ट ने उठाए हैं, तो ये बहुत ही फायदेमंद रहेंगे। लोगों के मुकदमे की सुनवाई होना और समय पर उनका केस लगना, यह एक ऐसा मुद्दा है जो कि कई हाईकोर्ट के सामने आज है। कई बार मामलों में समय पर तारीख नहीं लग पाती। ऐसे मुद्दों में भी तकनीक का इस्तेमाल करके इसे सुधारा जा सकता है। भारत के मुख्य न्यायाधीश के रूप में मैं अपना कार्यभार संभालते ही मैंने सुप्रीम कोर्ट रजिस्ट्री को तकनीक के जरिए केस लिस्टिंग सुधारने का आदेश दिया है। जुलाई से हमारे सारे नए मुकदमे लिस्टिंग के जरिए सुनवाई के लिए प्रदान करेंगे, क्योंकि देश की न्याय व्यवस्था के सामने कोई भी केस बड़ा या छोटा नहीं होता। चाहे कितना भी छोटा केस हो, उसमें न्याय देना लोगों का विश्वास बनाए रखने के लिए जरूरी है। फिर चाहे वो बेल का मैटर हो, या बिजली चोरी से जुड़ा कोई केस हो, या किसी के पेंशन का मामला हो, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सभी मामलों को बराबरी से समझा है और उनकी सुनवाई की है। मैं एक और बात पर जोर देना चाहता हूं। कानूनी पेशे में बहुत कम महिलाएं और वंचित समुदायों की भागीदारी को बढ़ाना मेरे लिए एक महत्वपूर्ण विषय है। जैसा कि देखा जाता है, दुनिया भर में न्यायपालिका और कानूनी पेशे में महिलाओं की भागीदारी बहुत ही कम है। भारत में भी यही हाल है। कई हाईकोर्ट में यही समस्या है। जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख में भी यही देखा गया है। 1928 में जम्मू और कश्मीर हाईकोर्ट की स्थापना के बाद मुश्किल से कोई महिला हाईकोर्ट जज या फिर चीफ जस्टिस बन पाई हैं। संख्या में देखा जाए तो इस हाईकोर्ट में अभी तक 124 जज में से सिर्फ 2 ही जज महिलाएं थी। तीसरी गीता बहन जो दिल्ली से आई थी। यह एक चिंता का विषय है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट में ऑनलाइन वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग शुरू होने के बाद मैंने देखा कि कई महिला लॉयर्स घर बैठे कोर्ट में बहस कर रही है। इनके लिए एक आस्था का विषय है। इसलिए मेरा मानना है कि तकनीकी सुविधाओं के द्वारा हम अपनी सामाजिक समस्याओं को भी दूर कर सकते हैं और कर रहे हैं न्यायपालिका में। अंत में मैं यह कहना चाहता हूं कि आज हमने नए हाईकोर्ट परिसर की जो नींव रखी है और जो नए इनिशिएटिव शुरू किए हैं, इनका प्रभाव बहुत ही शीघ्र देखने को मिलेगा। इस बात के लिए मैं जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख हाईकोर्ट की प्रशंसा करता हूं, जस्टिस कोटेश्वर सिंह उनके सारे साथियों की प्रशंसा करता हूं, उच्च न्यायालय के स्टाफ की प्रशंसा करता हूं, सारे अधिवक्ताओं की प्रशंसा करता हूं और डिस्ट्रिक्ट जुडिशरी के सारे जुडिशियल ऑफिसर्स की प्रशंसा करता हूं। दे आर आवर फ्रंटलाइन वॉरियर्स। और मुझे इस बात की पूरी उम्मीद है कि आगे भी ऐसे कोई कदम लिए जाएंगे। मैं हाईकोर्ट के सभी जजों और हाईकोर्ट से जुड़े सभी स्टाफ मेंबर्स को बधाई देता हूं। ये आपकी मेहनत के कारण ही संभव हो पाया है। आमतौर पर यह समझा जाता है कि चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया ही सारे निर्णय लेता है या फिर चीफ जस्टिस की वजह से ही कुछ हो पाया है। पर मेरा मानना है कि बदलाव लाने के लिए सभी के सहयोग की जरूरत है और चीफ जस्टिस भी दूसरों के सहयोग के जरिए ही आगे बढ़ पाता है। अंग्रेजी भाषा में हम कहते हैं द चीफ जस्टिस इज द फर्स्ट अमंग्स्ट इक्वल्स। आपको लैटिन के शब्दों में रुचि है तो चीफ जस्टिस को प्राइमस इंटर पेरेस कहते हैं। चीफ जस्टिस तो एक महज एक जज है, पर सबके साथ वो परिवार का हेड माना जाता है। ये मेरा व्यक्तिगत अनुभव भी है। इसलिए आप सबसे अनुरोध है कि न्याय व्यवस्था को और बेहतर बनाने के लिए अगर कोई भी सुझाव हो तो मेरे कार्यालय के दरवाजे देश की जनता के लिए हमेशा खुले हैं। मेरे लिए न्यायपालिका का मतलब है एक ऐसी व्यवस्था जो जन जन तक पहुंच सके और उनको न्याय दे सके। अन्याय को हराना हमारी व्यवस्था का मुख्य उद्देश्य होना चाहिए। मुझे यहाँ आमंत्रित करने के लिए आप सभी का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। मुझे उम्मीद है कि हम जल्द ही दोबारा मिलेंगे और शायद 3 साल के पहले ही नई इमारत का उद्घाटन भी हो। नमस्कार, जय हिंद।
Lordship's vision has laid the foundation for the progressive march of the judiciary towards growth and development, and Lordship's emphasis on use of ICT for ensuring accessibility of justice in the wake of unique challenges shall be core area of our efforts and commitments. Commitment will serve as an inspiration to turn that vision into reality. Thank you, Lordship. Now I humbly request Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Kumar, Chairperson, IT and Artificial Intelligence Committee, High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, to propose the vote of thanks.
Honorable Dr. Justice Dhananjay Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India, Honorable Shri Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Shri Justice Pankaj Mittal, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal, Minister of State for Law and Justice, Government of India, who has joined us virtually, Shri Manoj Sinha, Honorable Lieutenant Governor, Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Brigadier Dr. B.D. Mishra, Honorable Lieutenant Governor, Union Territory of Ladakh, Honorable Shri Justice N. Koteshwar Singh, Chief Justice, High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, Honorable Shri Justice Tashir Abstan, Senior Most Judge, High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, Honorable Justice Atul Sridharan on dais, my sister and brother judges of High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, and their respective spouses, Honorable Miss Justice Geeta Mittal, former Chief Justice of High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, Shri D.C. Rana, Learned Advocate General of UT of Jammu and Kashmir, former Honorable Judges of High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, Shri Arun Kumar Mishra, Chief Secretary, Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the officers of Civil and Police Administration, judicial officers of all ranks present here, former Advocate Generals, senior advocates, President, the Executive and other members of Jammu and Kashmir High Court Bar Association Jammu, members of electronic and print media, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks. It has been such an honor to be part of this wonderful event. On behalf of High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Justice Dhananjay Y. Chandrachud, for taking time out of his extremely busy schedule to be with us to grace the occasion. I also take this opportunity to thank all the dignitaries who have been pleased to honor today's event with their presence. Today, we are here to celebrate the laying of foundation stone of the new High Court complex and launch of two apps. One, the document management system, we call it DMS, which is an open source DSpace version 7 platform using technologies like Java, Spring Boot, and Angular, and optimized to take care of in-house paperless code working as well as servicing external stakeholders like lawyers, government departments, and litigants, etc. Number 2, the national services and tracking of electronic processes. NSTEP, which is a mobile app provided to the bailiffs and process servers to enable transparency in tracking of notices and summons in real time. These two apps launched by Honorable Chief Justice of India today are part of various initiatives taken by E-Committee of the Supreme Court of India, headed by none other than the Chief Justice of India. The laying of foundation stone for new High Court complex will set the ball rolling for having state-of-the-art building to meet the present as well as future needs of the judicial setup in the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. I take this opportunity to place on record my deep appreciation for the efforts put in by Honorable Mr. Justice Geeta Mittal, the then Chief Justice of High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, to identify and procure best possible suitable place for housing High Court complex. We are indeed elated by her presence in today's event. The Indian judiciary shall remain ever indebted to Honorable Chief Justice of India for his inspiring leadership and unwavering commitment to make it more efficient, accessible, cost-effective, transparent, and accountable. Accessibility and inclusivity are two facets central to Gandhian thought, which guide the use of technology in the judiciary. We have already concluded phase 1 and phase 2 of the e-courts project conceptualized under the National Policy and Action Plan for Implementation of Information Technology in Indian Judiciary 2005. Vision document for phase 3, issued by E-Committee of Supreme Court, envisions a platform architecture for technology that will enable diverse digital services to further evolve over time at scale. Under the able leadership provided by Lord Chief Justice of India to E-Committee of the Supreme Court of India, and in view of the progress achieved in phase 1 and phase 2, the Government of India has been persuaded to allocate a whopping 7,000 crore budgetary outlay for phase 3 of the e-courts projects. The launch of various initiatives, including 2 launched today, is a testament of His Lordship, the Chief Justice of India's remarkable vision and unyielding determination to bring about positive change in the manner our courts function. I would like to extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to Shri Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaur and Justice Pankaj Mittal, Honorable Judges of Supreme Court of India, who by their gracious presence have added glory to the function. We sincerely miss the physical presence of Honorable Minister of State for Law and Justice, Government of India on this momentous occasion. However, he has made himself available virtually and addressed us with the assurance that there would be no shortage of funds insofar as the construction of the new High Court complex is concerned. We are thankful to the Honorable Minister. The journey of digitization of courts or even raising of the infrastructure would not be possible without the active support and patronization of Ministry of Law and Justice. We are equally thankful to Shri Manoj Sinha, Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and Brigadier Dr. B.D. Mishra, who despite their busy schedule have taken out time to be with us in today's event. Sir, your presence is a morale booster for us and is a reassurance that in our efforts to revolutionize the working of the courts with the aid of technology, we have unflinching support from the governments of both the union territories. My vote of thanks speech would not be complete if I do not express my thanks to Honorable Shri Justice N. Koteshwar Singh, Chief Justice of High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, whose keen interest in technology-driven dispensation of justice has encouraged the ICT committee and the team of ICT experts to come up with these initiatives launched today by the Honorable Chief Justice. I also thank the members of ICT committee, Honorable Shri Justice Shri Rajneesh Oswal and Shri Justice Amit Walwani. Without their active support and participation, it would not have been possible for me to carry out my duties as chairperson of the ICT committee. I shall be failing in my duty if I miss out on expressing my thanks to the entire ICT team, which have worked tirelessly to develop these initiatives, in particular, the customized DMs launched today by the Lord Chief Justice of India. It is because of their dedicated and tireless work that it has become possible for us to make this launch a resounding success. While expressing my gratitude to all those who have participated in this function on a very short notice, I cannot ignore to acknowledge the presence of the future of the judiciary, that is the law students from various law colleges of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. I take this opportunity to congratulate their teachers for their efforts to keep young legal minds abreast of latest technological advancements in the contemporary legal landscape. And a big thank you to Civil and Police Administration for their participation and making foolproof arrangements for the events. Once again, I would like to express my gratitude to all distinguished guests who have graced the occasion with their presence. I would also like to express my appreciation to the members of the media who have covered this event. Your presence, I'm sure, would help spreading the word about these initiatives and create awareness about the use of technology in legal system. Sir, under your visionary leadership and patronization, we have taken several steps towards creating an inclusive and accessible legal system by the aid of information and communication technology. And we are committed to continue to work towards this goal. I would also like to bring it to the notice of Lord Chief Justice of India that during pandemic-19, when the entire country was suffering, and we already had 4 paperless courts in position, and with the advent of this pandemic and looking to the need of the people to reach out to the courts, we extended the paperless court solution to almost all the courts Jammu and Kashmir Ladakh has the distinction of working during the entire period of pandemic and delivering justice to the people. We have been hearing cases even on WhatsApp. And I'm sure that we have been able to dispose of thousands of cases during that period. Thank you once again.